welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining this our course. This is an article writing workshop. Why do we say workshop? Because last couple of the month courses actually that those who have joined, it was actually a 1 month course. For this course, it's actually a crash program. It's actually just for today only. So within the 1 day, we will try to deliver the contents, especially to get to know more about the article writing structure, what are the different type of article and how do we do that. So those are the things actually we'll learn today. And since it's 1 day course, this is why we call it workshop. Okay, so hopefully everyone will get the chance to learn something new from today's session. So once again, thank you so much for joining, and let me jump to our course itself. Again, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining our course. Next 2 hours, I'll be the instructor for this course. My name is Nazmul Khan. I'm a volunteer and a founder of 24 Asia. This is our 22nd batch of the training. And right now we have around 41 students. So I think this is our banner that I think most of you have seen that. So it's an article writing course. This is our Zoom training, and this is a 2-hour course, 9 to 11. It's only for today, and we'll actually try to cover many things. Just to give you a high-level heads up, this is a beginner level course. It's 1 day lesson for 2 hours. And but estimated study time is 8 hours. Means that after this 2-hour class, you will have some assignment, and you have 3 assignment. Each of the assignment will take 2 hours. So 3 assignment will take 6 hours. So in this 2 hours, I will teach lots of things, but you have to make sure that you complete the 3 assignment. I will share more about the assignment shortly. Okay, and this is the assignment URL that you will submit it. So just to give a short summary about 24 Asia, those are very new to us and our team. Again, welcome back to join. Welcome to our 24 Asia learning platform. We have started 9th August 2018, and throughout the day we have done many things. Okay, live we have done 138 live. So we have done 22nd of this batch of training. Close to 700 plus people has been trained and graduated from 24 Asia learning platform. We have done many ground up open activities with MOM, JTC, Red Cross, and many other organizations. Like recently, we have donated the blood, 112 bag of blood to the Red Cross Singapore, and we have done many. So if any of you wanted to be join our 24 Asia organization as a volunteer or ambassador, you can just ping us or send us a message, and we'll share more. So all of you are a student of 24 Asia Learning Center. We also have an organization team and the volunteer team. So if you complete this course, you won't get a certificate. But if you complete this course and you complete all the 3 assignments, you will get a certificate. And your certificate looks like this. Okay. So make sure that you have completed training, you have completed all the 3 assignments, and you need to submit the 3 assignments that I'll share shortly. Then you'll get the certificate. I think some of you have already seen that recently many of our friends has received the certificate. So this is a hand wrote writing procedure. Good thing that for this course you don't need to really do the handwriting, hand notes, but the assignment is a bit different. But if you still would like to love to do a handwriting, that the best process or practice that you follow, please go ahead for your own keeping purpose only. Okay, so usually you should use writing pad like this. You should use 3 different color pen. Red pen you should use the header like a module. Blue color pen you should use the sub header, and black color pen you should write all the details of contents. That's how we usually take the hand notes for ourselves. You can also draw many diagram, nice headline and all those whatever. The more you write nicely, organizedly your hand note, these are actually short of discipline, and that's how actually you improve your learning. We call it quality educations. So you the habit of maintaining the hand notes no matter your primary school or university level. Okay, So this is our assignment submission form. I will talk end of this course how to submit the assignment. Again, good thing that you don't need to do the handwriting assignment to submit, but you will have an assignment to submit at the end of this course. So basically, you have to submit 3 articles, and 3 articles you have to post on the Facebook, and then the 3 article URL link you share with us. So just mute it. There's some echo. Okay. So once you have posted those 3 articles to your Facebook, and then you just actually share the URL link to us through the assignment portal. I will share it with more later. For those like to do digital notes, I strongly recommend to maintain the Evernote. Okay, Evernote is a very well-known, organized digital hand note software tools for Android, iOS, as well as cloud. So whatever you update it on a handphone, the same thing you can access from the laptop, or if you upload in the laptop, same thing you can access from the iPhone. So I strongly recommend those hand notes that you want to keep, no matter it's a meeting minutes or your hand notes of class or your activities or track anything. Use the Evernote. Okay. These are actually good practices. Okay. So again, I wanted to share that I am not really a professional instructor or a teacher for article writing course. Okay, I'm not an official any university teacher. Okay, so this course throughout the experience last 4 years, what I have learned, especially last couple of months, I have worked with the Singapore Media Academy, one of the teacher. I've worked with one of the Bangladeshi journalists. So these 2 friends actually helped me to restructure and organize all those course materials. I've gone through it, studied it, and then I actually prepare a course outline and the course content, what I'm going to share today. So what I know, I'm going to share. Okay, so that's all about the course, and I'm sure that all of you will get benefited. So it's similarly, if you wanted to conduct a course, let's say for example, there is a software called Pixel Lab. It's a mobile graphic design software. So you using this software, you can actually draw, these are the different type of graphic design. Okay, using your own mobile phone, Android or whatever. And then you learn this, how to do that, and you can actually conduct a training. Okay, so meaning you are not expert of this graphic design or instructor, but you have to learn and you are ready to share this.
শব্দ হচ্ছে এর জন্য কথা বোঝা যাচ্ছে না।
যাদের আনমিউট আছে তাদের
হ্যাঁ, আমি মিউট করে দিচ্ছি। তারপর অনেকে some of you actually might have just
না,
joined.
আমি তো সবাইকেও মিউট করে দিছি নাজমুল ভাই, তারপর এরা অন করে আর
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so I'll try to control that. So what I'm saying that this is a software called Pixel Lab. If any of you actually learn how to use these very beautiful banner and graphics, and you actually can make a contents and syllabus, then you can actually conduct a training. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you have to be a professor to conduct a training. Okay, as long as you know what you're teaching, as long as it's have a proper structure as guideline. Just let me just show you. So this is a software, Pixel Lab, and if you go to this YouTube link, okay, you go here and you will see that this guy actually using the mobile software and preparing a banner in 7 minutes, and the banner looks like very professional, well designed. Okay, so if you ask me whether this person is a professional professor or is an expert, he may be not, but he learned in YouTube or some other way, and he has shared his skills. So that's how I'm doing the same. Okay, so again, I'm not a professional instructor for this course, but I'm sure that what I have learned, all of you will be benefited. Let me jump down the course itself. So in this course today, I have a 40 slide. I have the 7 module that we are going to cover. Okay, so first module will talk about the objective and platform. So what is objectives? When you actually prepare an article or make an article, there has to be objective. Why did you make this article? Okay, and this article you are going to publish to somewhere. that what we call it platform. So we'll talk about the platform article. We'll also talk about the role of a content. Role of a content could be an author, writer, and publisher. So learn what is the key difference of author, writer, and publisher. Which are the person known as author, which are the person known as a writer, and which is the person known as a publisher. Will learn that. Okay, the article writing concept and idea and deliverable. When you actually write an article, you must have a concept, you must have an idea. So what is the difference between the concept and idea? And when you actually write an article, what do we deliver it? So we'll talk about that, the module 1. And the module 2 will actually share about the different type of article. It could be a news article, it could be a feature article, it could be editorial article, it could be a biography article, or the business article, or lifestyle article. So these are the most popular, well-known article that we see in the market, in the enterprise. Okay, but apart from these article, there are some article are there is more on the business or the education purpose. For example, essay writing is also sort of article. So the essay writing article, it could be a research based, it could be interview based, it could be anything, or even travel based. Okay, so it's essay writing article, it's also article. There are literature article and Q&A article. Like for example, there is a celebrity Gurmeet Singh, okay, in Singapore, who is very well-known celebrity, and you managed to get him, to catch him, and he actually took a short interview. Hello Gurmeet Singh, what's your name? When did you started to acting it? When did you started to join to the CNA, Channel News Asia, and so on? So those are actually called interview article. Okay. Then let's say, for example, you can write a crime, article, or crisis article, or you can also write legal article, ethics journal, and last one is called a reflection. We'll also discuss about what is a reflection article. Okay, so these are the well-known article. Apart from that, we will also learn about the article structure on module 4. So what are the key difference about the article writing structure and outline, what we should actually follow and maintain, what kind of structure we'll cover. We'll go through that. We'll also go through about the attribution and source. Okay, so every single article has a part of attribution and source that we will see. How do we identify which one is attribution and which one is actually source. We'll go through that on the module 4. Then module 5, we'll learn about some writing style. Okay, writing style. There are few in general writing style that we'll learn. Okay, we'll actually go through that. And module 6 will learn about the article component. When you actually publish an article to a platform, there are multiple components there. Like for example, headline, sub-headline, subheader, the introduction, body. The body also have a multiple part: introduction, overview, analysis, conclusion, and then you will have an overall conclusion of that article. And there are quality of the article that you should maintain in order to make sure that audience read through article from start to end. So those are the things that we'll discuss on module number 6. And module number 7 is all about your 3 assignment. So you have a 3 assignment. So that assignment I'll actually discuss on module number 7. So let me just. So in the modules number 7, in module number 7, we'll actually discuss about the 3 articles that you need to cover. Okay, so one article you will cover actually about the feature article, feature writing. So how can actually you write a feature? Okay, so that's you will cover on the module number 7, or you will submit actually an article for feature article. You'll also submit an article for research or journal. You'll also submit an article for your biography. So once you write these 3 articles, you'll publish it in your own Facebook page or Facebook profile, and then you will just copy the URL, that link, and just publish it to this our assignment submission portal. When you go to the assignment submission portal, I will show you shortly. You just write your name, mobile number, WhatsApp number, they select the course, article writing course. Then on the class assignment details, you just submit it. 01 about 24 feature article. This is the URL. 02 is Npark, PCN Park connector. Then this is the article that you write. Then this is your biography. This is the link that you wanted to submit. Okay. So where do you go? You go this link, which I think you have seen that before. Let me just share that link. So once you go to here, okay, and I think this URL portal that every one of you have seen that is similar like a previous course. So you go here, you put your full name as like your certificate. Okay, so make sure this name you put it correctly. If your spelling mistake is done, then your certificate will come with that spelling mistake. Okay, you should be the key person to write your name correctly. If you write your name wrongly, the certificate will come wrongly. Okay, so this is your name, this is your WhatsApp number, this is your email address. In the drop down menu, you select the number 4 article writing workshop. Okay, then you don't need to upload anything, you just copy paste the details. Okay, so when you go to this example, if this is your assignment, you copy this, you go here, you paste the details. So this is the detail that you are expected to submit it here. Okay, and the URL, this URL is the article that you publish, and you copy that URL, post it here. URL is link, the link that you have published to your own page or own group or wherever. So these are the 3 articles that you need to write it and submit it. And once you submit, provide this link to us, we'll review, and then we'll issue a certificate. Okay, that's so simple. Let's jump to our class again. So that's all about our course outline for today. Okay, it's already 9:30. We'll be jump to the class, but before that, just wanted to ask if you have any question. আপনাদের যদি কোনো প্রশ্ন থেকে থাকে, এতক্ষণ আমি যে কোর্স আউটলাইনগুলো রিভিউ করলাম সেই বিষয়ে আপনারা প্রশ্ন করতে পারেন. If you have any question, feel free to raise your question, and then I'll go through the details. Okay, very good. There is no question. So let me share the screen again and jump to the course again. Okay. So the first module, module 1. So in this module, we will learn about the following. We'll learn about the objective and the platform. So what is objective? Objective is you write an article because of some reason. Okay. So what is that reason? And platform is that article you wanted to publish. Where it could be a Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google, blogs, or anywhere. So আপনি যে কোনো জায়গায় যে আর্টিকেল লেখেন, definitely আপনি সেই আর্টিকেলটা কোথাও পাবলিশ করবেন, তাই না? So that's called a platform. Then I will also learn about the role author, writer, and publisher. Many of you actually have came to know this role. Some known as an author, some known as a writer, some known as a publisher. But does anyone know what is the difference between author, writer, and publisher? Anyone? আপনারা কি কেউ জানেন এই তিনটার ডিফারেন্সটা কি? Author, writer, and publisher? It's okay, no problem. We are going to learn actually together. Okay?
না ভাই জানে না.
Thank you. So let's jump. So first of all, objective. What is objective? Okay, the objective is the reason why we write the article. Okay, the article provide information on a specific topic. Okay, like for example, you have write an article about migrant brothers, the medical issues, okay, or insurance issues. So your article provide information on a specific topic, which is medical or insurance, right? So then your article, sometimes you are suggesting something, okay, is a piece of evidence, and you are suggesting something, maybe the government agency, maybe you are telling that MOM should have these are this different facility or enforce the company to have this policy like a dental coverage, medical coverage, basic health coverage, GP coverage, and so on. So when you write an article, you are sharing your written article based on a topic. You are also trying to provide your analogy, your analytical skill, and you are also doing some suggestion, and you are also maybe using some of the evidence based on the statistics last 1 year. These are the number of the accident happen. There are many has paid their own pocket. Some company has paid, and so on and so on, right? So those are the objective of the article, right? So you can share about the stories, you can share about the person, location, or a landmark like Marina Bay Sand, Sangitual, and so on and so on. Okay, so those are the objectives that why you write the article. Now the platform is when you write an article, you wanted to publish that to somewhere. It could be a newspaper, it could be a blogs, it could be a magazine, it could be a journal, it could be a social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even LinkedIn. Okay, so those are known as a platform where do you publish or post your article. Clear? Okay, no question means it's clear. So now this jump. Now we wanted to understand about the role. Okay, what is the key difference, fundamental difference about the writer, author, and publisher? So now I want to ask you, many of you have actually written something. So are you considered as a writer or author or publisher? Okay, to be honest, all of us, including myself, okay, we are writer because we write. When I write, my travel story, or let's say, for example, I went to the Europe, I write my Europe travel journey, or maybe I was writing something about myself, or maybe, my name is San, or maybe a MRT, or a Vetronics, or anything that I write, I'm a writer because I write. Anything and everything I write, I'm a writer. Now, who is author? Author is when you have written something and that has been published. Okay, and normally if you have written a story or journal, whatever, and has been published, a book or a novel, that's known as a author for that particular book. So let's say, for example, you have written 10 travel journey, and this 10 or 15 travel journey you have published in a book, and that book is released, and then you are the author of that book. Okay, yes, Imtiaz bhai, you have any question? You have raised your hand, please.
আমি wrongly মানে হাতে প্রেস লেগে গেছে।
Okay, no problem. I will worry.
Sir, author is authority, is it?
No.
Sir?
Author. Okay, let me repeat. So writer is very clear. Every one of us, we have written something as a diary or Facebook, or definitely, right? When we have Facebook, everyone has a Facebook. Who don't have? So we have write something on a Facebook, so we are a writer. But let's say, for example, that I've been writing actually a travel story or journey in my the overseas life. So I decided to write my 15-year journey in a 15 story or 15 episode of journey. And once those 15 episodes of journey, if I publish in a book, then I will be known as an author of that book. So when you have written many stories, many articles, and all those article story, you have combined and you have published a novel, or it's a book or magazine, anything, then you are known as an author of that book. Clear? So you will be only known as author. So author is that when you technically has published a book or novel, then you are an author of that particular book. Okay, then you are known as author. But every one of us, when we write something, we are a writer. Now, who is the publisher? So is it clear, Sujan bhai?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. আপনারা যদি না বোঝেন আমাকে প্রশ্ন করতে পারেন, Bengali or English. I will try to answer it. Okay. So now, who is publisher? So now you know the writer. Anybody who writes something, everyone writes something, right? So we are a writer. But when our writing has organizedly published something in a book, that's known as an author. Okay. Now, who is the publisher? Publisher play a very big role, who actually in charge of designing the page layout, designing the page, decided that in every single page, how many word, how many paragraph line will be there, what kind of cover page will be there, what kind of book binding will be there, what kind of graphics design will be there, what will be the theme. So the publisher is basically the in charge of that content to be published. Okay, or in short, if this is a owner of a press, okay, ABC Press, he actually published a book, then the ABC Press is the publisher, or the owner of ABC Press, he is a publisher, because he decided to design, the graphics design, how it should be, the cover page, how it should be inside, how it should be, the ending notes, how it should be, every single paragraph, or how many story, how many word, line, paragraph, it will be there, what kind of paper it will use, in the cover page, as well as, maybe the behind. And he actually determined the overall design, okay, outlook, review the contents. He is responsible, okay, and the format of the book that they publish, he is in charge, so that's known as a publisher. Okay, so it's very simple. Publisher who actually in charge of the publishing. Author is actually writer, is every one of us is writer, but when our story or our article has been published in a novel, then only will be known as an author. Clear? So yeah, so let me mute it, everyone, so that make sure no noise. Okay, now what is concept? I think I need to rush fast because I have lots of slide.
ভাই ডোন্ট মাইন্ড, আমরা একটু পিছনে কি ফ্যান চলে নাকি? একটা আওয়াজ শুন একটা আওয়াজ হয় মাঝে মধ্যে।
এখন ঠিক আছে?
হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, এখন ওকে।
Okay, thank you. So now let's talk about the article concept and idea and deliverable. Okay, so what is concept? When, let's say for example, that you wanted to write a article and you have decided to pick a topic. Okay, let's say for example in 2000, I think 19 or 20, there was an incident in Little India. There was a riot, right? I think many of you know, some people has actually burned the police vehicle. Okay, so now you wanted to write a content or article about the riot. Okay, about the riot that actually want to write it. So now this is called as an idea. You give me an idea that you want to write. Okay, now how this riot started or how this riot formulated. Okay, it could be a sequence, or it could be a a concept. Okay, or it could be a phase that maybe this is how people encourage misleading and spread the rumor where everybody comes and so on. And this could be a common for every single incident. People actually usually, without knowing the full story, we started to guess, we started to rumor, and the rumor shared from one person to other person and other person to other person, and that's how the spread goes viral. Okay, so then this is called a concept. A concept can be a same to a multiple incidents. Okay, so that's called as a concept. So when you actually write an article, you first decide a idea or a theme and a concept how you wanted to write this article. Okay, and then deliverable means after you write this article, when those audience who will read your article, what exactly the message you wanted to pass over. Maybe the message at the end you want to tell. I think every one of us should apply the due diligence whenever we learn something from someone else or social media or whenever. We should validate that. In Bengali we have a term called the bird has taken your eye. So you are running to catch the bird, but first you should check your ear, that you have your ear or not, right? So before you run something, validate first. Before you found a news, I mean, many of us actually share sometime a URL on WhatsApp. Please click, Singapore Airlines giving the free ticket. Everybody copy, Singapore Airlines is giving the free ticket. You didn't even validate, is it true or not? And it could be spam because the URL came from the another company, is not even singaporeairlines.com. So apply due diligence, apply, you validate first, then you deliver. So it could be a message from you that whenever we learn something, please validate yourself before you pass over this. So at the end, your article deliverable message was this. So no matter who we are, we should validate it before we spread. Okay, so that's short of article deliverable. let's go fast. So now we will actually see, go through a couple of the different type of article. How does news article looks like? How does, feature article looks like? How does editor article looks like? How do we know this is a feature article or editor article, or, how do we see that? So we will take a look those different type of article. Yes, including feature article, editorial article, biography article, business article, and lifestyle article. So now the first thing you see on the left, okay, this is known as a news article. Okay, so it's a newspaper, I think Straits Times. So a writer or a journalist actually written a article, a letter to apology to our migrant who made our home and highway. So she is writing an article to pass a message to all the migrants who has built the Singapore, all the HDB, tunnel, MRT, and so on, and as well as all the road like, PIE, KP, and so on. So he's writing an article to apology to our migrant brothers. Okay, so this is are known as a news article because this news was been published in a newspaper, okay, or online news. Now, second one is a feature article. So feature article is basically it's been featured to someone. It could be a person, it could be a brand, it could be a company, it could be, anything. So this article was featured, to our one of our brother and friends, Kabir Bhai, in the business, times. And I actually just took an example to share that this is how the feature article looks like. When you write an article to feature someone else, this is called feature article. Now, what is editorial article? Okay, so let's say, for example, you are a publisher or you are a CEO, managing director of a company like Straits Times or CNA, and you have 100 journalists. Everyday journalists go different places to collect, all those evidence or contents, then actually write an article and publish it in the newspaper. Then you found that recently that, there are out of the 100 news that has been published in the newspaper, around 10 or 15 about all their, written about the rape, maybe in East, West, South, maybe, in Delhi or Agra or in different state. Then a editor can pick some of those articles and can write his own review. He can say what happening, or, like for example, what happening in, Delhi, what's happening in, Gurgaon, or what's happening in, other states, why we are actually, have been doing this. He can write a review based on multiple articles, based on his own opinion. And when he write it, these kind of messages are very strong because they are very, well-known people. They are very knowledgeable people. When they provide a, analogy, sorry, I think someone using annotation, please don't do that. Yeah, so when they actually write it something, all the VIP people or the key people or the stakeholder actually usually will definitely read the editorial article because that's a very strong message. Listen, so that's known as a editorial article. So now let's go jump back. What is biography article or profile article? So let's say, for example, that many of the stage performance or many of those classes, when you go, usually they will ask you, can you share with me about your biography or, picture? So you need to write an article about yourself, who you are, what you do, what is your specialist, how long have been doing the job, or how, which are the different, talent do you have. When you summarize all those, this is called profile or biography article. Okay, so now next thing is business article. Okay, when you are writing an article about business, like for example, Singapore private home price actually jumped to 10.06% in 2021. Okay, and then search actually 9.9% actually according to the URA. So this is a business news. Okay, it's been covering property market. What happened? Grace Leong is covering actually this. So this is a business article. The last that I have on right side is called lifestyle article. Yeah, I think IKEA, all of you know, they are, Sweden-based furniture company. They have many furniture. So there are many magazine and, many newspaper or online news who actually write an article about our lifestyle, about our interior design, about our home, our living room, bedroom, our wall curtain, our bed sheet, and all those are fall as a lifestyle article. So now we have actually gone through this 6 articles that earlier I have actually discussed. So these are the mostly common article, news article, feature article, editorial article, biography article, business article, and lifestyle article. So these are the mostly common article. But apart from these, okay, there are some other article as well, like essay, research, or interview based, literature based, Q&A, Prashnottar type article, crime or criticism, or even crisis article. Like for example, there is a tsunami in maybe Indonesia, or there is a a aircraft. Recently there was one of the Indonesia aircraft actually got missing, or actually got crashed. So those are actually article you can write it. Then there are some legal article, ethics and journal that you can write it, and the last one is a reflection that will jump shortly. Okay, on the left that you see is called essay type article, which is basically more on research based or interview. Okay, weakness of qualitative research. Okay, so there is a person who actually has written this article. So this article known as a essay based article. Okay, in the middle, this is a sort of literature article, that actually the person has been write. And on the right side, I have the article is called the QA article. So basically, this artist is known as a Porimoni in Bangladesh. She's very famous. I think all the boy know her. Okay. So and the journalist actually ask, how are you? Kemon achen? What kind of movie are you doing currently? And what do you think? Who is the best? Heroine, and so on and so on. So journalist ask, she answer. Journalist ask, she answer. So this kind of article are known as a QA or Prashnottar article. So now on the crime article, if there is a crime scene that I have visited and or investigated or actually have reviewed, and you have known there's a crime, what happened, when it happened, and what they have been suspected, what police is saying about the incidents, and you actually summarize it and cover it, that's known as a crime or crisis article, right? So legal article is basically a legal notice somebody sent, and actually and this kind of article, especially when someone wanted to write, he must have very good knowledge. Like for example, in terms of the legal, if you don't really have a legal practice and you don't really know much about the legal, it's going to be very, very tough for you to write an article on legal. Okay, those people are expert, it's easy for them. Okay, and the last one is a reflection. Reflection is very important part of the article. And I think all of us has been written reflection type article. Like I will give you an example. Many of you actually came to Singapore for work and earn the money and send the money to your hometown, right? Or your family. And then you notice that, you have to keep working hard, and you are like, money machine, right? You are generating the money and sending to home, and, they are using it. So it's like a money machine, you are generating it. And after 5-10 years later, you will go back to home. And some of them, when they go back home, they find actually they have nothing left. They spend about 10 years, they send all the money to hometown, they have nothing left. So যত টাকা পাঠানো হয়েছে সব খরচ হয়ে গেছে। তখন মনে হয় যে নিজের উপরে আয় হায় আমি কি বড় একটা ভুল করলাম, feel like guilty, why should I send all those money to home? I could have saved something for me, because whatever the money I send, everything has been spent. Okay, so these, when you write something to your of social media or wherever, or even a diary, this is called as a reflection article. I reflect myself. I realized that this was a wrong decision. I realized that this could have been done better. I realized that, I joined this game, but I could have been done better. Okay, or I was not feeling well, or I was not mentally well. I couldn't able to play this game, or I could have been, do better. So those are known as a reflection article, to reflect ourselves and then write what could have been done better. So now, in terms of the writing, so now we all know actually article writing, the different type of article writing. But in general, okay, a writing, sorry, it's not any of us when actually write something, okay, normally it will fall under these 4 categories. Okay, let me just take a look. I'm not talking about the article writing, I'm talking about the in general writing. So the first one is called the expository, which is actually বর্ণনামূলক. Okay, so you write something and you are trying to describe the story, you are trying to describe something, that's exploratory, right? So second is descriptive. Descriptive is বর্ণনামূলক. Okay, so let's say for example you went for a uh, Rangamati, a place, hill, and you actually learn many things, and actually you describe of the Rangamati hill, the connecting bridge, and so on and so on. So this is descriptive. Or maybe you're writing about yourself, in the college life or school life, this is what you have done, it's like a narrative, your own story, or it will be a friend story, or it will be something else. Okay, so these are and the last one is called persuasive. Persuasive actually is like influencing. You are writing something to influence. So these are fundamental 4 type of writing style that any of us follow. Okay, but when we write an article, because these are the things, when you write, you don't really need to follow the structure. But when you write an article, you must follow a structure. So now let's jump to see what is the structure and how do we write it. Okay, so now we are going to see about the article writing structure. So there are mainly 2 type of structure is follow in the market or in our real life. So one known as pyramid style, the another one known as inverted pyramid. Okay, so these are the common well-known structure that almost everyone follow, and we will also learn that and follow that. Okay, and every single structure, whether you follow the pyramid style or inverted pyramid style, you must follow attribution and source. Okay, I will share shortly what is attribution and what is source. So this is known as a pyramid style. Okay, first on the top you write what is the thing that you are going to write. Okay, maybe you are writing about the riot that happened at Little India, so that's you are going to write on top. So things that we learn from the Little India riot. Okay, then when this riot happened, on when this issue happened. So now next part you cover, it was 20 at the month of June, or the area, the area, Little India, when it was on Sunday, where lots of people actually gathered, all those. So share it. Then why this has happened. Okay, because you can share that it was on Sunday, many people come, or it was crowded, and actually it was for a frustration of passenger and driver, and so on, and they have actually debate and argument, and where the people started to supporting each other and all those. So you share. Then after that, you share about the background, why this argument started, right? Why this guy actually had a fight with the driver. If this argument could have been stopped at the beginning, then we shouldn't have this riot as itself, right? Then at the end, you can cover some interview. Like, for example, after having this riot, after having this incident, there many of migrant brother has been sent back to their respective country because they are involved, all those, and many of those migrant brother has given the feedback that for in future, if you have this kind of riot, please make sure that you are far away for this, don't go at debate, don't do the fighting, don't spread the rumor. So you are covering that, although some of the interview. When you structure like this is known as a pyramid style. Okay, so we cover at top about the start of the article. Okay, move of the article, which is basically when it was extend to that article, why it was happened, background of the article, try to cover some essential part or non-essential part, and at the last, people opinion. Some people share, I think this is not good, we should not do that, because we spend lots of money to come to Singapore to earn the money for our family. We should not go and do this kind of argument. So this is how structure your article to cover it. Now, the second style that we have is called the inverted pyramid style. And surprisingly, most of us actually follow the inverted pyramid style, especially on social media, especially on web, especially on blogs, and so on. So why do we follow it? So before we go all those, from head to tail, we share the most highlight coverage at the first place. Let me give you an example. Let me jump to the YouTube.
নাজমুল ভাই কিছু স্ক্রিনশট নেওয়া যায়?
Sure. So basically, what I wanted to share, many of you actually will notice that when especially on the YouTube or especially on social media, when somebody try to cover a let's say for example video footage, okay, they will tell hello viewers, today we are actually a Mainebase and today we'll show lots of things inside, and you know what happening Mainebase and inside, yeah, let's go and cover it. Okay, so they will actually give you a very interesting exciting thing within the first 10 second or 15 second, then after they will go for the 10-minute video. So that means they will tell you, if you go through this 10-minute video, you will get to know and learn all those, and they will tell you, so please do not forward this entire video, please stay with us and actually go through the entire video. So they will give a fast 10-second clip, right, what you learn from that video. Or they will tell, hello, we are here, actually the iPhone 14 is releasing very soon, and I'm going to share all about the iPhone latest model. Okay, let's get through this video to get to know more. Then they will go, okay, yeah, Steve Jobs and saying that, this article, this newspaper saying iPhone 14 looks like this. So you'll go and actually spend the next 10 minutes. But first 15 or 30 seconds, he make you curious so that you stay throughout the end, right? So this is known as inverted pyramid. So someone will make you excited in first couple of seconds, okay, will tell you highlights, feature, and then they will make you drag all the way until then, meaning that he want you to go through that video or article, read through all the way to the end, right? Let me give you another concept. If you have seen where is my let me go to my own Facebook page. So if you go my own Facebook page, I have written an article actually, I think yesterday or day before yesterday. It's about my university. I think, sorry, I'm written in Bengali, just to give a highlights. Is incidents or is the experience from my university, okay, about this. So on the top line, what I have written, that it was my bad luck that day. I didn't really get a pretty girl, or pretty classmate, pretty girl classmate actually on that day. So I just write it. It was a bad day that I couldn't able to get a pretty girl on that day. So when I write that, one line, so many of you are curious, what happened? What did brother Nazmul did that day? Did he say fight, or he's trying to convince a girl? So you will have a many curiosity, so what happened? So that means what he tried to get girl, maybe different day, that day was totally bad. So that means the other day he get few girl, is it? So you will have a different perception and curious and all those, right? Then subsequently you start write the article and all the details. So like this kind of thing, especially we have seen in YouTube, the past 15 second, 10 second, they show, they'll give some heads up, then you go through the video. So those are known as inverted pyramid. Okay. So let me jump to my class again. So inverted pyramid, most of the people that read, so first few line, first 30-second video or first 3-second video is the thing that most of the people watch. And if they like the 3-second, 5-second video, they will stay through the video or they will skip, go to the next, right? So the most important information that you write on top, then subsequently, you write few other related to that information or story, and then you share more. That's good to know what else. And at the end you write very less important thing, very less important thing, like thank you so much for watching my video. Please subscribe my YouTube channel, and please share to your Facebook, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next video, right? So which information is maybe valuable to the YouTuber, but it's not valuable for you, right? So those are less information that they share. So this is why it's called the inverted pyramid. Let's jump to that. Now I would like to talk about the attribution. So it's very easy. Like when you see this kind of news, okay, you will see that the news has been covered by a journalist. So that's known as a attribution, right? So similarly, like this was another article was written by me. So this is called attribution. Now what is called source? Okay. So let's say, for example, this is a CNN Channel News Asia. They actually write an article, recently, and then this was about WhatsApp wins approval to double payment, offering the 40 million users in India. And at the last, they said source Reuters. So they have written the article based on a source, and the source is they have actually given all the way to the end. Many of you, we have seen, some of our Bangladeshi brother actually write a story, but or article, and the article contents and themes, statistics, all taken from the CNN or Straits Times. They will write at the bottom the source from CNN or source from Straits Times, right? Or mothership. So now let's take a look at the article components. Whenever you write an article, there are some fundamental component that you must ensure you should have it. Okay, what is that? First, you should have a title. Okay, when you write an article, you should have a headline title. You can use a subtitle as well. Okay, to be more specific, to be covered. Then you should have an introduction, why you are writing this. Okay, give a short introduction about the article. Then you write more details about in the body. Okay, in the body, it could be a 1 paragraph, it could be 4, 5, 10 paragraphs. Okay, introduction could be 1 paragraph, it could be 2, 3 paragraphs. Okay, then once you write the body, in the body you should also share about your analysis view, about your perception, about the reaction, and so on. And at the end, you should also use a conclusion. Conclusion is something that you wanted to deliver that message. Remember the deliverable that I shared? So what exactly message that you want to deliver? You should write that in the conclusion. Like for example, I felt that we should not be doing this, and I would like to request all of you, whenever you see this kind of thing, please try to avoid this kind of incidents and so on. So you actually giving some suggestion from you, and you are sharing some deliverable message that they should remember. So those should put inside the conclusion. So these 4 are fundamental. On top of that, you should also add a subtitle. You should also add attribution and the source. But these 4 should be common. Let's take a look few articles. This is an article, it was been published in Hindustan Times in India. Okay, if I see the top, okay, the আত্মপ্রচার নয় social media নিয়ে এবার দলের নেতা কর্মীদের বার্তা দিলেন মমতা. So is a leader actually has given a message to all those leader under her, and saying that you should not spread too much rumor on the social media, right? So this is a headline, it's a title. Okay, now in the below, what you see, the lekhok Satin Pal. So this is attribution. Okay, then started introduction, okay, about the article. He write a body, and he has given some conclusion, the view. So these are the fundamental thing that every single article should have it. Now let's take a look. I have written an article, I think a few weeks back, about our 24/7 training starting from March, and those that we have a collaboration with Singapore Management University. We got a hall there, and we are actually going to go through our training virtual plus physical. Okay, so the first I actually given a headline or title. Okay, then I've given some introduction, what this my article about. So it's about the journey collaboration with Infusion, Singapore Management University, and we got this. Then At the body, I have actually given the details, what this training all about, and what are the training will cover this, and what the course that will cover, and at the end, I have given a conclusion message. I wanted to thank to all those people who helped me, who help, and doing the partnership and so on and so on. Okay, so that's a conclusion message. Okay, and then again, I can put the attribute at the bottom, I can put the attribute on the top. So usually social media, we put it at the bottom, but if it's a newspaper, this goes to the top. Okay, just like this, this is another article from the CNN. Singapore COVID reported 18,000, and 7 death. So this is the headline of title. Then there is some introduction. Then you have a body. In the body, you can actually add multiple picture, multiple analysis graph, and so on. And at the end, you should have a conclusion also. So now all we have done the article. Now we must make sure that the article that we have written, we should have some quality. We should maintain some quality. Now we will go through the quality, but before we go through the quality, let's take a few minutes break. So আমি আবার জিজ্ঞেস করব, আপনাদের কি বুঝতে কষ্ট হচ্ছে? Do you understand what I'm going through?
না না ভাই, বুঝতে কষ্ট হয় না, বাট আপনি যে আর্টিকেল দিয়েছে এগুলো তো আমরা টাইপিং করে বুঝাইতে হবো নাকি? যে মনে করেন যা বুঝলাম আর কি, যে আমরা ফেসবুকে পাবলিশ করি বা কোন একটা নিউজ পেপারে, বা সেক্ষেত্রে যে মেইন পয়েন্ট গুলো তুলে ধরতে, এটা তো হাইলাইট করতে হবে, তাই না?
জি, definitely. Yeah, those you definitely write down. Okay. So, but anyway, at the end of the course, I will take some feedback, but I just wanted to make sure that what I have learned, what I have actually covered in my contents, in the slides, at least, all of you understand. And আপনাদের যদি কারো বুঝতে সমস্যা হয়, আপনারা বাংলায় কোশ্চেন করতে পারেন. I will try to answer in Bengali. And, but the fundamental structure, the fundamental, those you should really know and learn. And I have actually given many examples so that it's easy for you to correlate the article. Okay, so আপনারা যে কোনো কোশ্চেন রেইজ করতে পারেন যখন আমি এক্সাম্পল গুলো টানি, তাতে আপনাদের বুঝতে সুবিধা হবে. Let's go back to finish remaining part. Then we'll have a Q&A at the end. Now, every single article that you write, you must ensure some quality. The first quality is that we actually make sure that the content that we have written is our own unique content. We have not copy paste from somewhere else. If you copy the article from somewhere else, or someone content, you must use his name and you must take a permission from him whether you are allowed to copy his content or not. So first, you must, take his permission to copy. Second, once you copy his content, you should not use your own name. Okay. Let's say, for example, Rakib Hassan has actually, written an article, and Rakib published in Rakib Facebook page. You copy the whole Rakib article, you paste it in your own wall. At the bottom, you put, Ahmed Farouk, volunteer 24 Asia. You should not do that, because the article is not written by you. Article is written by Rakib. So you should give the credit to Rakib. The written by our brother Rakib Hassan. Thank you so much.
Nazmul bhai,
Yes. Yes, any question? Okay. So you should also check the paragraph, if that content has been actually copied or been used for somewhere else. You should also search those contents, and do some research. You should also look some unique or creative contents. It could be some static base, and especially overall quality of article. So let's take a look some of those quality of the article that we should follow. Okay. First one. Okay, I have taken some of the screenshot from Facebook article and wanted to go through it. First, when you write the article such a big, do not use this type of article. You see, from first to last, there is no spacing, there is no enter. For this kind of a very big article, there is no space. As an audience, when they read few lines, they will skip it. they will not go through the entire article. Because as a human being, when we read it, our eyes need a break. Our eyes need something that easy to read, something that it will not stress more to our eyes. So that's why do not follow this. Try to give some break. And also when you write a sentence, make sure you use comma or full stop, or in Bengali you call dadi. Okay, make sure you maintain that, and you should also try to give some break. We call paragraph. So instead of having this such a big paragraph, you can break it to 2 or 3 paragraph. Then it's easy to write. Similarly, when you give a paragraph or break, don't try to give just few word break. Try to give at least a line break. Okay, when you line break, then it's easy to read. Okay, and then at the bottom, when actually use the attribution, remember when you publish an article to a newspaper, you use your name on top, that is called attribution. But if you write it on social media, you put it all the way to the bottom, so that's called attribution. So make sure you give sufficient space or line space before you end that. Okay, and also sometimes you should make sure that you look at your article if you use some wrong word. So here, like for example, he used a word, it's called mod, but actually it should be moth, M-O, I mean M and top, moth. So it's opinion. So it should be word called opinion, but he used another word, so the meaning become alcohol. It's supposed to be people opinion, but the word he used is become alcohol. Sometimes we write, some word, like for example, we are writing emotional, or we want to make sure that the word is emotional, or when we're typing, it become exceptional. Okay, or it become exclusional. Okay, so we must make sure that the meaningful word that we use is really meaningful. Okay, so then let's say for example, this is another article, again sorry for the Bengali, but when you write this kind of article, try to give some space, paragraph in between, at least a line. Okay, so that people are easy to read. Okay, similarly here, this article, I think he has given 1 line paragraph, 2 line paragraph, 3 line paragraph. Okay, but it's still, it's at least far better than this. Okay, so and also when you try to write an article, try to give a cover page or a cover banner, or is a picture that represent that content itself. And when you use the picture, many of the people will read because of the picture. To make sure you really use a meaningful picture, the content that you are trying to deliver, especially when you're writing on a Facebook or any social media or in a newspaper, or online newspaper. Okay, so if you wanted to deliver a short message, you can just make a short banner and try to actually cover the short message itself within the banner. Normally this kind of content, the reach level is very high. So missing word, okay, like for example, there is a person has write something, write inshallah 24 onek 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 ekta sujog kore deoar jonno. So there is a missing word called dhanyabad or thank you. So when you write this, I know sometimes I also do the same mistake. We are become emotional, but make sure that you get your friends, your colleagues, or your wives, or your even girlfriends, tell her, can you read this article? What do you think? Is it all okay? Or your friends, or your roommate, how is the article? Because when you read it, okay, or when you write it, there's many things you don't see unintentionally, because you are reading your mind. You are not exactly reading the article that you have written. But when you get your colleague or friends to read it, that person will definitely read every single word, and he will be able to find more gap, more improvement area than you. Okay, second quality of thing is that when you write a article or something, but you use a quote. Okay, what is quote? Quote is something that sorry with that. Okay, Quote is something that a scientist has said a sentence, a scientist has done a prediction, a scientist has given a statement. When you use that, make sure you have given the double quote. So double quote should be starting and double quote should be end. It should not be just from the front. It should be front and it should be end. Either use in a banner or even use in the paragraph. Make sure that that particular double quote is there because it's somebody message that you have written. Okay. So this is also one sort of quality that you should maintain. The last thing about the comma, semicolon, or dot or dari. So these are the things you must make sure that you use it properly. Like for example, here I see that one person has written an article, he write it, all of a sudden he use thank you 24 share, he put a first bracket at end, but there is no first bracket at front. Then you should not use the first bracket. The bracket is mainly something that space or that word within the bracket, you can use it or not use it. You can read it or you don't need to read it. Okay, you can skip. That's meaning for the bracket to capture it. Okay, so you should make sure that you really use that meaningful way of that bracket. If not, no matter which article you write it, the audience will say, these guys are not really well trained or well proper educated. Okay, and also when you use the tag in the Facebook, make sure that you tag it correctly. So there's two things. One is tag, one is hashtag. Okay, so what is tag? So tag can be a person, can be a place, can be a well-known celebrities, can be a organization. Let me go to Facebook to just show you how to do the tagging. So let's say, for example, I'm going to write something here. Okay, I create a post. Thank you, Rakib Hassan. Okay, so I wanted to tag here Rakib, so I will make sure that I use @. When I use @, it will show all the recent tag that I use. But now I'm going to tell RAKIB. Rakibul Islam, is it the Rakib? No, I'm going to pick this guy MD Rakib Hassan. When you click it, you will see that this has been covered or flagged it with the gray color border. That means this has been taken as a tag. I wanted to tag 24 Asia. I should not just write 24 Asia. Okay, I should write how the URL. This is called URL handler. Okay, right? The 24. When you write 24 or Asia, you see that the page is automatically appear. And when that page is appear, you select that page. So now you wanted to hashtag or the tag it 24 Asia or 24 Asia fan club or the learning portal. You can actually just pick 24 Asia. You can also tag at the 24 Asia learning platform. Okay. When you do that, thank you Rakib, and 24 Asia and maybe 24 Asia team and 24 Asia Learning Center for providing all the training to us. Okay, so when you tag it properly. Okay, now this is called tagging. Now what is called hashtag? Hashtag is something like put a hash, then you tell 24 Asia. Now you see there are almost 1,000 people or posts has been tagged 24 Asia. Okay, now let's use hashtag Halsar, hashtag Singapore. You see around 10 million people use hashtag Singapore. What is the benefit of this hashtag? When you use this kind of hashtag, there are many articles and well-known is known as a metadata. When people search on the Google, they search on metadata or they sometimes use the hashtag as a metadata. Then your article will appear when somebody searches any of this hashtag or any of this metadata. So you wanted to get to know more people to reach your contents or article. Please, every single article at the end, try to use some very common and known hashtag so that this article will reach to the more people. So that means you tag it on top of the or contents. At the end, just at the last line, you can use some hashtag. Like for example, hashtag training. Okay, you see 24 million people has the hashtag. Then hashtag education, around 16 million people has to use hashtag. Okay, when people actually search about the education, your article will be maybe appear because it's considered as a metadata. You go back to slide. So try to make sure that you know how to tag correctly and how to hashtag correctly. Okay, so that your content reach to the more people. So now correct hashtag. Okay, you will see this is Luis Ang. He's actually had added the hashtag, and when you use the hashtag line by line, next line, it looks very organized and clean. And also he tried to use the hashtag very big long line, then medium line, then even very smaller, then smaller big. So when you use this kind of design, your article looks very professional. So use this hashtag concept at the end. Okay, and when you use the correctly the tagging just now I share, then you will see all those become a blue color because it's tagged correctly. Okay, and once you move the mouse pointer to that post, like for example, I move mouse pointer to the post here, it's immediately appear Ministry of Manpower, all the details. So that means I tag it correctly. Again, when you wanted to tag it, use @ then type it, then you will get that organization name, person name, or whatever, then you tag it correctly. So this is all correct way of tagging and hashtagging. So platform that I've shared, there are many platforms that you can actually post the article, but you also need to know, especially on social media, there are some limit of the character that you have written. If you write an article in a Facebook, there are around 63,206 character is a limit. That's considered quite huge. So that means in Facebook, you can write very big article, but you should not, try to write a, 10 paragraph or 20 paragraph in one article. People will get bored. Okay, but you have a choice to do that. In LinkedIn, you can write a contents up to 1,300 characters. So what is character? I hope all of you know. If not, let me tell you. So Facebook is a one word. So how many character? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Facebook has 8 character. Then again, after Facebook, you use one small space, then is another 2 character. So that means from Facebook to is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 character plus 1 space is 9 character plus I is 10 character plus S is 11 character. So up to this is 11 characters. This is how character has been calculated, right? So Facebook has 63,000, LinkedIn has only 1,300, Instagram give up to 2,200, Twitter gave very small, used to be 140. Recently, they increased it to 280. So that's why most of the time you'll see that Twitter post is very small. Like Donald Trump has, told, the stock market will fall, very small. Like, Shah Rukh Khan has written these, please watch this movie. So their tweet is very small. It's called tweet, or the post is known as Twitter post, right? So it's usually 280 character. YouTube, when you actually publish a contents on the YouTube page or YouTube channel, then you can actually write a title and write a description. So the title, there's a limit up to 100 characters. So you can write any YouTube title, but it's up to 100 characters that you will get a chance to write. And then description, you can write up to 5,000 characters. Okay. So these are the character limit. I think you should consider it before you wanted to publish any of your article to any of the social media. Yes, we are almost the end of our course actually. Again, for this course, this is the assignment. The assignment is you need to write 3 articles. One, about the 24/7 training. Okay, you can write what kind of training does, who conducted, how was the training materials, how was the training slide, how does the 21st instructor have conducted the training, or what kind of platform they use, Zoom or Google Meet or whatever, and you want, because when you write an article, you are trying to deliver a message. It could be that you wanted to inspire some other organization should do the same thing that how to individual does, right? So this is called feature article. You write one article as a feature article, post in your Facebook wall. Please keep the URL link or copy that link. You will write one article about Npark, the Singapore National Park, PCN, Park Connector Network, PCN known as Park Connector Network. So the Singapore, there are many areas where you can actually do the cycling and jogging and so on. And they will see that there is a road for that. So that's known as a National Park PCN, Park Connector Network. So the Singapore is trying to build, I think, 150 kilometers of the island-wise, the park connector network. There are many other sites like Jorong, Ponggu, Tampines, they have already built it. So you can actually write an article about any of the Npark. Any park, Npark has a national park has, I think, around 75 park in Singapore. So you can write any park and the connecting PCN through that. So this is known as a research journal-based article. And the last one is about your biography. About your education, about your job, about your school, about your daily life in Singapore, or so, or you can actually just cover as a feature of yourself, like your name, your jobs, your hobby, what you do, what talent you have, it academic, and your job experience, expertise, and so on. You try to cover within the short page. That's known as a biography. So these are the three different type of article that you should write and post in your Facebook. Make sure you tag 24 Asia and Npark and and so on. Then you go to this URL. Again, let me go back to this URL. Let me give this URL in the chat messenger as well. Okay, and I'll post this in the WhatsApp group, or someone can please copy this and put it in the WhatsApp group and messenger group. So once you go this link, okay, and then you write it your name. It's already open. Yeah, so write your name on top, okay, and this name must be known as your certificate name. Okay, don't try to use eco name, don't try to use NIC name. Usually certificate name are known as a first name space last name, just like your higher student, the primary or secondary or higher secondary education certificate. Because later, once we have received all three URL about your assignment, we will issue a certificate, and the certificate will be based on the name you type, because we don't type your name. We use what you have typed your name, and we use that to print the certificate. So make sure you have write it correctly. Put your WhatsApp number, your email address. This is a drop down menu. You select it. Number 4 is article writing workshop. Okay. Then here add file, you don't need to add anything. Okay, so you just go here and just copy this content. Okay, and or you don't need this, you can delete it since you already added. So class assignment 01 about 24 share feature article, then you copy paste the URL or the link that you have posted, then Npark the article that you have posted, and your biography article that you posted. Once you submit this, we'll receive this, we'll review it, and then by when you need to submit it, okay, we would like to give the chance to you to submit by 6th of March. Okay, so since it's 3 articles, so if you write one article by this Friday, another article mid of next week, and another article end of next week, which is 4th of March. So I will give you actually Saturday, Sunday. So by 6th of March, you must submit this submission, all 3 articles. Okay, so no excuse, please. So once you have done that, okay, then we'll issue a certificate to you. So now last is about the memory test. Okay, so now first memory test question. What is the most common part of every single article should have? Okay, the most common part that every single article should have?
Answer is B.
4 sir. B.
And
B.
answer is 4. I think yeah, 3 person has already shared. I think I did share this earlier. If you see 1, 2, 3, 4, I even given the name number 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the 4 part that I'm asking in my question. Okay, thank you for the first question. So let's jump to the second question. When do you need to use double quote? To tell a company name, to tell a people name, to write a message, to give a summary of yourself. When do you use double quote?
C. C.
C. The answer is correct.
Answer C.
Answer is the message. It could be a scientist message, it could be prime minister message, it could be somebody message, and you do a double quote. Okay, to cover that. Thank you. Next, which style of article used in social media writing? Pyramid style, inverted pyramid style, editorial style, or feature style?
Pyramid style.
Mehdi Hassan say pyramid style. Thank you. Which style, okay, of article used in social media writing? Anyone? Okay, I think many of you forgot it. Let me just go back. That far.
Inverted pyramid.
Yes, it's right. It's actually inverted pyramid style. Remember that we have said inverted pyramid style actually using the writing for web. It could be a Facebook, it could be Twitter, it could be YouTube, or it could be anything, right? So this is the mostly common style that we use for inverted pyramid. Go to the third question. Last question, fourth. What is the key difference of a editorial article versus a feature article? What is the key difference of a editorial article versus feature article? Number A, the description. Number B, the statics. Number C, the picture. Number D, opinion. What is the key difference? Let's go to editorial article. Editorial article.
Description? No.
Let's go back.
Description.
No, it's not description.
I know.
Yeah. Remember when I explained to you a news company like Channel News Asia may have 100 reporter. They go and hunt or they collect the story, data, and then they write all those articles in the newspaper. Okay, and then maybe the editor found there are 10 or 15 articles almost the same common issue. Or let's, for example, in India, there are many states, has similar, rape incidents, and then editor of that, the Daily Star, he decided to write an article to criticize or what's happening, why the so many states having the similar incidents. So he shared his opinion, the views, the perception. So when so many things happening, which is actually common or in general, or people are making so much noise and chaos and riot, then editor will write his opinion that this should not be. And editor is one of the most powerful person who is in charge evaluate, due diligence, all those content that journalists write. when he write it, it's very powerful message. So his opinion does the matter. So that's why you will see that when one of the country or the government form an advisory board, many of you or the caretaker government, they will pick some honest editor because their analytic skill is very good and they try to cover and feature many things, okay, in terms of the country development needed, so that's why the editor message is very important. Okay, so that's the last question. I think that's all about our course for today. Let me just stop the screen. So this course that I have covered within last 1.5 hours or 2 hours is actually have a 40 slide, and I spent almost like 1.5 months to 2 months to prepare the course outline. I've also gone through and in fact the Singapore Channel 5 or MediaCorp actually has an institute called MediaCorp Academy. So one of my friend actually a teacher there and actually helped me to summarize many contents, and actually I have furnished it in a way so that everyone understand. At least now when people talk about the article, at least you know how the article should be formed, how should this structure looks like, and but again, all of us when we write the article, I can guarantee you, including myself, we don't follow 100% structure. We don't really follow 100% proper structure. Okay, because we are not really academic trained of this journalism, but we try to follow some structure. We try to follow some pattern, especially quality of the content, like the paragraph, like double quote, like colon, and all those. We'll try to improve the quality of content. The more we try to improve the quality of contents, we get more reach to the audience, and then people will learn from us. Okay. So Shobai, thank you everyone, for joining us today, and thank you once again, and have a good night. Okay, looking forward to see you in the next class. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Have a nice day. Bye.